everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Kayla, and if you're interested in lifestyle videos sprinkled with magic, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I just came back from a Disneyland trip, and last time you guys really liked my roundup of how much I spent on a Disneyland trip, so that's what we're going to be doing today. I'm going to be sharing with you guys how much I spent on hotel, tickets, shopping, food, everything. That's what we're going to be discussing now, and I'm even going to be sharing with you guys the grand total of how much we spent. So if you guys are planning a trip to Disneyland and want to get an estimate of how much it'll cost, then keep watching. So let's just go ahead and dive right into it. I broke things down into different categories, so transportation, lodging, shopping, food, tickets, and random. And I also want to preface this by saying that I just went with my boyfriend, so me and my boyfriend definitely split like a lot of these costs, except for shopping, obviously. Matthew doesn't shop that much, but for the most part, we pretty much split everything. And if you guys saw my last video, I think this video is going to be a little bit more accurate because I actually asked him how much specific things were. So I'm pretty sure this video is actually going to capture all of our different transactions. So that's just like a little disclaimer. So let's just go ahead and start off with the essential things that we have to buy for a trip to Disneyland. So the first being transportation. This time we decided to fly down to Southern California because last time we drove, but this time we decided to fly just to like save a little bit more time and get down there a little bit faster. So we did fly, and we flew Southwest, and we usually fly into Santa Ana from the Bay Area, and we like to fly into that airport just because it's like what we've always done. It's only a 20-minute ride from the airport to the like hotel area around Disneyland, so that's why we like to stay there. So in total on tickets, we spent $401.92 on our plane tickets, and again, that is for 2 adults, and we fly from the Bay Area. So of course, depending on where you live, the ticket prices are going to vary. So that's how much we spent on the plane tickets, and then of course we had to pay for an Uber from the airport to the hotel and vice versa. So in total on transportation, we spent $450.81. So to compare this actually to how much we spent last time, so to compare this obviously to driving, last time we drove down and all we had to pay for was like the charging expenses. So we did spend like $300 more on transportation this time, but there's definitely pros and cons to driving versus flying, because like with flying, you get down there quicker, but it's obviously a lot more expensive. And if you have like more time to drive down, then that's another way that you could save money, but that's just to give a little perspective on how much we spent flying versus driving down. So now to talk about lodging. This time we stayed at the Hotel Wyndham, and we really liked staying there. Like the hotel room was really nice and really big. If you guys saw my Let's Go to Disney vlog, then I gave you guys like a little room tour. So the rooms were really nice. It was really clean. I think that hotel was actually recently renovated, so we had a really good experience there, and the hotel staff was really nice, and I'm pretty sure they have free parking there, but we didn't have a car obviously, so we didn't get to use that perk. But it was a really close walk to the park. Like it was basically right across the street essentially. Like we only had to walk like 20 minutes. And if you guys are looking kind of for like other things to do around the Disneyland area, you can also walk down to the Anaheim Garden Center, I believe is what it's called. Or yeah, I think it's like the Anaheim Garden Walk. Let me look it up. Yeah, okay, it's called the Anaheim Garden Walk. It's a really quick walk to the Anaheim Garden Walk, so overall it's just like a really good location, really close to the park, so we really liked the hotel. So we flew down on the 11th, and then we came back on the 14th, so that is 3 nights. So for 3 nights, we paid $738.21, and I typically try to book my hotel stays on hotels.com. I like to rack up the different like night stay stamps there or whatever. Basically you just like accumulate all of these stamps, and then you can accumulate a free night. That's how I typically try to book our hotel stays, unless we stay at a Hilton. I am a Hilton Honors member, so if we're staying at a Hilton, then I would book like directly through the Hilton site. So that's how much we spent on our hotel, and both me and Matthew I think definitely think it was worth it, just because like the room was so nice. It was a really great location, and we overall just had like a really good experience staying there, so I think it was worth it. I think it's definitely a little bit on the pricier side, but if you guys are interested in other hotel recommendations, I also have stayed at the Hilton Anaheim Convention Center, and I've also stayed at the Hyatt House, which is definitely a little bit pricier, and then I've also stayed at the Hotel Lulu, which is also another really great option if you guys are looking for a more affordable option. But I definitely try to book a few months in advance, because I feel like the earlier you book, like the better deal you get. So that's kind of just like my hotel booking tips. But anyways, so on to how much we paid for the tickets. So we were actually able to buy these tickets before the ticket increase. So we spent $547.36 on 2 days, one park. We stopped doing park hoppers because like a one park one day ticket is like cheaper than a park hopper, obviously. So that was actually $273.68 for each of us. And typically Matthew likes to buy our tickets off of Undercover Tourist. I think you get like $5 off. So whenever you can save when you can, right? So that's how much we spent on tickets, and I don't really have too much to say about it because like obviously you are gonna need a admission ticket to get in. So that's how much we spent on tickets. Oh, okay, I'm looking through my spreadsheet and we actually did spend an additional $50 on Genie Plus. So in total, we spent $25 each on Genie Plus, and then our tickets for 2 people, $497.36. So one ticket for an adult for 2 days, one park was $248.68 on Undercover Tourist. So now to get into the more exciting stuff. So to share with you guys how much I spent on shopping, because Matthew like never buys any merchandise. So I spent $246.66 on merch. And I will say this is about like $40 less than I spent on my last trip, which is, you know, a huge win. We always want to spend less. But yeah, I spent $246.66. I feel like as I go to the parks more often, I don't buy as much merch, but then also I buy a lot on Shop Disney. But anyways, either way, I feel like before when I went to the parks and I would go shopping with like my parents, I would just buy like a ton of stuff. But now that I go to the parks a little bit more frequently, I buy less. So I don't even know if that makes sense, but I definitely spent a ridiculous amount of money on pins. Like I spent $84 at the pin shop in Frontierland, which is like absolutely insane, but that included like a few mystery pin packs, so I can't be too upset. But $246 I feel like is like a good amount, you know, like it's not crazy, not like $500, but could always improve. Anyways, on to how much we spent on food. So on food, we definitely splurged a lot on food, and we spent $402.70, and this also includes the Korean barbecue place that we went to. But overall, we definitely spent a lot more on food. Like we went during the start of Festival of Holidays, so of course we wanted to try all that food, and we did buy a Sip and Savor pass, which did kind of give us a better deal. We did buy other things like outside of the Sip and Savor pass, like it doesn't include alcohol, and then like we wanted to try a few items at the Cozy Cone. So we definitely spent a lot of money on food, but it was definitely well worth it. We really liked everything that we tried for the most part. Overall, we did spend like $300 more on food this time than our last trip, but it's okay, you know, you gotta live a little when it's the Festival of Holidays. Now to go on to the little random portion, and I threw this in here because we actually saw Black Panther Wakanda Forever because it premiered the Friday that we flew down. So we were like, we have a free night, so might as well just see it. And it was so good, but I'm rambling. We spent $36 on our movie tickets, and we just went to the AMC that was at the Anaheim Garden Walk. So it was like a really quick walk, like only 10 minutes. And then after the garden walk, like we went to downtown Disney. So yeah, in total we spent $36 on our movie tickets. I broke down how much everything was. I'm gonna pause really quickly and see if you guys think I spent more on this trip or less on this trip. Let me know what you guys think. So for our grand total, we spent $2,421.74. So that is pretty much how much we spent on our recent trip to Disneyland, and keep in mind that this is split between me and Matthew, like minus the shopping and everything was split between the two of us. So in total, each of us probably spent like $1,000 each, I feel like, which is pretty good. Obviously Disneyland is expensive and it's like a luxury to go, so we were really lucky that we're able to go and have this great of an experience, so we're always really thankful for that. But in the future, I like can't imagine how we're gonna go to Disneyland as often, like when we have kids, because you have to pay for their transportation and their tickets and everything as well. So I give mad respect to all of the families who travel together. So yeah, I think that's pretty much like how much we spent on our recent trip to Disneyland. So to wrap it up, I definitely think the holiday Disneyland trip is always like a little bit more expensive than the other trips, just because there's so many special holiday things going on during the parks, and I feel like maybe the prices were a little more expensive during this weekend because it was the first weekend of the holidays at Disneyland. But again, we did book pretty far in advance, where hopefully we got like a better deal. But yeah, that pretty much is how much we spent on our trip to Disneyland. We have another trip coming up soon. I'm really excited for it because I don't think I've shared this on any of my social media platforms, but we are actually magic key holders now. Me and Matthew both got a magic key. I'm so excited. It took me years to convince him to finally get a magic key, and we finally did, just because we figured that it made sense for us to get it this year. And like, we've been going to the parks at least like 2 times a year, that it'll be worth it and like the ticket will balance out. So I'm really excited because our next trip will be magic key holders, and we can also take advantage of all of the discounts that we get as magic key holders, because I do have a Disney Visa, so I know that gives you like 10% when you're shopping, but it doesn't give you a discount on like food and other things like that. So if you guys are curious on how much Disneyland would be as a magic key holder who doesn't live close to the parks, then give this video a thumbs up and let me know if you guys are interested in seeing that video. But I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the video here. Hopefully you guys liked it, and hopefully you guys found it helpful if you guys are planning a trip to Disneyland in the future. So if you guys liked it, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments if you guys have any tips and tricks on when you guys are planning a trip to Disneyland. I would absolutely love to know, and be sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a video from me. Let's stay connected. Follow me on my socials. The Splurges Kayla's Ever After. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!